Yeah, welcome guys. So last time we created this, okay, and then we were able to finish with this food item card, okay. So this is what we'll be using for all our foods, okay. But this is the explore page, which is supposed to contain a list of all our food, okay. But then since we don't have any foods, okay, because now we are not going to use the PHP um API anymore. We are going to use Firebase, okay, because a lot of people request for more on Firebase because a lot of people don't know the PHP, okay. So we are going to do this thing with Firebase, okay. So last time we created an admin here, admin folder here, and then the admin folder is supposed to contain all the codes for the admin, and then we created one folder inside the admin called the pages, and then we created one file inside the pages called add food item, and it's supposed to be where the user will it's supposed to be where the user will add, sorry, not the user, the admin will add the foods to the database, okay, the Firebase, okay. So let's just go ahead and then design that page, because we will have a lot of pages in this folder, okay, like the dashboard. And for now I want to put um data in our Firebase, and then we can manipulate that data and then later work with the dashboard and other things like the sales and all that. So let's just go ahead, okay. So let's import a package here, and then let's create a stateful widget for now, and we are going to call it add food item. And with this one we are going to create we are going to create the scale food widget, okay. And we are going to define the body here, and we are going to create a container here, and in the container we are going to specify the width to take the full screen size, okay. So that will be media query dot of contest dot size dot width, okay. And the height, we are just going to do the same, but the difference will be height. Okay, so copy this code and paste here, and then change this to height. Okay, so now we save, and we don't see that code here because we don't have any place to switch to that code yet. So we can go into our app here, and then instead of showing the main screen, which is this screen, we have to show, let me just comment it so that we have to show the add food item page, okay, which is from the admin. Later we will navigate to it. Okay, let me save it again. There's a problem. I'm seeing something like the application is paused. Oh, okay. So let me stop it and then rerun the application again. I think because of this database that we are using, no problem. So I'm waiting for this application to rerun again. But let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. When it comes, we will know what to do. So we have our um container here. Now we can specify the chart here, and then the chart, inside the chart we want a column, okay, a column, because we want our test form field to arrange from the top to the bottom. So we can just go ahead with a column here, and inside a column we can just go ahead with children, and inside the children we can go ahead with a form field, okay. We can go ahead with a form field, but wait, sorry, we can go ahead with our text form field, okay. um, this thing is slowing me down, okay. My computer is slow, okay, sorry. We need a test form field here, but then this column show let's wrap this column with a form widget, okay. And then let me format the code. Yep, so now you can see we have our test form field there, and when I put in a, let's say, let's go to decoration. And if you want to decorate your test form field, you need the decoration which helps you to add hint text into your application, I mean into your test form field. And then we can add a hint text here and say food title here and then save, and then you can see it at the top there. So in this container I want to specify some padding, okay, and then edge insert dot symmetric, and then the vertical is supposed to be something like 60, okay, and then the horizontal, which is the left and right, to be 16.0, and then when I save it we should see something. Okay, so we have that one there, and then now this one I don't want us to be copying and pasting a test form field, so I'll create a method here, okay, or build test form field. um and this one we are going to return that sorry, we are just going to create this one test form field here, and okay, let me just copy this code. It makes sense, let me just cut it from there and then return that code here, and then now we can use that method here, build test form field here, and then save. Let's see, we still have the same thing. So in a sense, if I want to create another test field, I can just copy the method and then paste it here to have another test field. Okay, so with this one we don't want it to have the same hint text. Okay, so we have to find a way to change it or make this one dynamic. So I will just go ahead and then create an argument here, a parameter to string hints. Okay, and then when I accept that one I can just use that hint text here, hints, okay, and then save. So inside here now I can specify food title, and here I can specify something like description, okay, and then save. And this time when we have this description, but then you know that when we have a description we want the user to enter a long text, okay, so with this long text then we need some more space for the user to enter something there, to tell the user can enter more text. So there is a method here, let me just go ahead inside our there's something that we can do in our test form field here, which is called max lines, okay, and if I put 5 here you see that the space is increased, so we have to make sure that this is dynamic, okay, so we can come here and then create something here that this is an optional argument, okay, or an optional parameter, okay, so we can say int row or max line, something like this, and we can put that one here, max line, okay, so this time we can, okay, make the default one, okay, so that here will be one, and save. Let's see what we get. You see, but now when we come to the description here we can choose to make the max line 3 or maybe 5, and you see we have the difference, so let's put 5 there. Okay, so we have this, and then we have this one. So the next thing that we need also is the price, or I think we need the price also, so I can just copy this one and then save this one and we can change this one to price, okay, and then save. And we also need something else, let me just put this one. We also need something else here, we need the food title, the price, and let me check the model that we had for our food item. Okay, so we need the image, we also need a category, we also need some discount, and then the ratings of the food. Okay, but then this rating is not going to be entered by the admin, and but the discount will be added by the admin, the category, and then the image path. Okay, so let me come here now, and this time we can go ahead and specify the discount here, okay, save it, and then change this one to discount. Okay, and um in case you don't understand this, okay, this curly bracket here is trying to say that the argument or the parameter max line is optional. That's why I'm not using it. Because of this curly bracket, I can choose to add a max line or ignore. Okay, so we have the discount, the price, the description. So I think there's one thing we can also do. When we click on the price, we don't want to see this kind of keyboard. We want to see numbers for us to enter. Okay, so we can come here and specify keyboard type. Okay, and then the keyboard type you can put int text input type. Okay, sorry, and then we can say number here, and then when we save here, okay, and then now I click here. It didn't change. Let me save it again. Okay, now this number, this also number, this also number, and this also number, and we don't want everything to be number. Okay, so we have to make sure that this is dynamics. We want the number to be on this price and then the discount. So to do that, we can check, okay, if the hint text, okay, the hint text that we are receiving from here, okay, equals the price, okay, equals price, or is a hint text equals discount, then we want that kind of input type. Okay, discount, um then we want this, else we want the normal keyword, which is the text input type. Okay, dot text. Okay, and then let's save now, and then let me just click outside so that I can now go and click inside again. So now when I click here, I don't know why. Let's reload this thing because I'm not seeing the changes. Okay, let's wait for some time. um okay, I think it's reloaded. So when I click here, I see this one. Okay, and then when I click here, I see this one. Okay, so now we can go ahead with something else. To work with the image, I'm just thinking of the best way to work with the image. Okay, because I want us to maybe have a container here at the top here, and then when you click on the container, it will open maybe a bottom modal for you, and then you will be able to choose image from gallery, um, or just take a picture. Okay, so I think with this one, let me just go back to here, and with this column here, I can also decide to put a container there. Okay, and then with this container, I'll also specify the height to maybe 200 is okay. um and then I can also specify the width to be media corridor of contest. Okay, dot size dot read. Okay, and then save this one. And then I have a problem here. Okay, the problem is coming because our keyboard is showing. When I put the keyboard off, you don't see it. Okay, so now you don't worry, we'll fix that. So we can just go ahead and give it a color to see what we actually have. Save this and see what we are getting. This one is too much. I think I'll make it, let's say, 170, because that's where we will display our image when we upload it. Okay, so this will contain our image, and let's do some decoration on it. So decoration box, decoration. Okay, we have to copy this code inside our decoration, because when you are using the decoration here, you have to specify the color inside the decoration, otherwise you get an error. Let me show you what I mean. When I save it, you see we have an error. So just copy this code here and then paste it here. Okay, and then save. Okay, so now I just want to add border radius. That's why I want to use the decoration. Border radius, um, radius dot circular. Okay, and I want to give it a border radius or two. Okay, so I want this design. So this will contain our image when we upload. So I want to also put some margin around it. Um, sorry, margin and edge insert dot maybe symmetric is okay, and we can go ahead with vertical. No, I think let's just, because we want only for the bottom, so let's just go and give it 15.0. Okay, and let's save and see. Okay, so we have some margin at the bottom here, and what again do we need? Okay, apart from the image, let me check the model again. We need the image, the category. Okay, we also need the category, and with the category, okay, we are going to use a drop down for the category. um Looking at this, I think we're going to use yeah, a drop down for that. So let's see how we can do a drop down. Let me just I can just put a drop down somewhere. The category, I think the category should come before the description. So you now, for now, let's just do something. Let's just copy this one. Okay, um and then put it here, and then put, we will later change it to a drop down. So let's save this, and this will be category. Okay, so what again do we need? I think that's it. Maybe prices. We can also decide to make the user the admin set notification on low items maybe, but I think that's not important for now. For now, this is what we like. Okay, so let's go ahead and add a button to our form. So we can come here, and we have to create a container for the button, but then you see we already have some code for the button. I think on the sign in page here, let me just look for the button for sign in. Okay, I'm just looking for it here. Sign in. Okay, so here's the container for the button here. Okay, and we didn't create a widget for the button here. We only did that one for the small button. So let's just go ahead and create a widget for that. Let's say button. Okay, this one we're not going to specify the size, and then I'll come to this one and copy the code from there. And when I come, I can now go into my widget here. Okay, inside my widget here, and create a stateless widget. Okay, and now I can also specify um, a stateless widget and say button, and we can now go ahead and paste that code here. Okay, let's format the code. So in this one, there's something that only changes, and that's the text. So we can also, I don't want this thing here. I can go ahead and take this btn text and accept it as an argument to the constructor. Yeah, so say btn text. And I'm having an error somewhere, which button, why is it giving me an error? All final variables might be okay. Sorry, it's because I'm accepting it this way. I think this thing should. I don't know why this thing is giving me an error. Oh, sorry. I was supposed to do it this way. um I forgot myself. Anyway, so now we can use it here, and we can go ahead and do it this way. So now when I come into the food item here, I can now decide to use the button that we created here, and we can say btn text, say um add food item. Okay, and let me import this. It's supposed to btn text. Okay, and then save. Let's see what we get. Okay, it's here. So this one, we want this button to be at the bottom here. um there are so many ways we can do this. We can decide to add some padding to push this one down, or we can make this as the um we can put this at the bottom navigation inside our scaffold. I think let's do something. I think bottom navigation. Okay, and then copy this code there, and then let's save and see something. So we can do something like this to get it there, but I'm also thinking of if this is more feasible to do. um, I don't know, but um, because we are even losing our pattern, okay. So I don't think this is more feasible. Let me just take it and bring it back here. Okay, let's see. So, okay, we are in a column, right? We are in a column. We can. Um, I'm just thinking of how to make this thing more. I want to bring it down. I don't want it to be in the bottom navigation. Hmm. We can add some extra space here. Maybe that will make sense. But I was just looking for a better way to do this. Okay. So let's say 100 is okay. I need to push it down. Okay. So I think I'll make it 150. Okay, and it's overflowed. Okay, so let's just make it 130 and let's leave it like that for now. Okay, so this is the template we have for our art food item page. So in the next video tutorial, I wanted to make this one a long video, but I'm coughing and I think I will just go and take water and then come back and continue. So I will stop here. Okay, and then in the next video tutorial, okay, let's do something here. When we copy the code for the sign in page here, yeah, we can now also here decide to use the button that we created instead of this whole long code here. Okay, so let's just go ahead and specify that button and say sign in, and it's supposed to be btn text. Okay, and save. So it will still remain the same. But I think, what do you think if we use a line? We can also have to. I think it's okay. Let's just leave it that way. So I'll continue this in the next video tutorial where you actually make things work. When you click the button, we take the code and then we take the things added and then send it to the database. Okay.